Attention! 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 This is the Townnet A of the day. I am your net controller, Team Jet number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes. You may begin.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha.
Ticket number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Ticket number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Ticket number 2, Golf Echo India.
Ticket number 3, Kilo Alpha India.
Okay, we got 5 to start with. Anyone else? Attention, attention. This is your daily dose of Townnet. So, it is now 1 p.m. sharp. Doing the official call out to see if anyone want to check in. Coming now. One last call, one last call. Check in, check in, check in. We will begin. Good. Everyone is kind of early today. Haha. And the 3G team is here. Aha. Okay, let's begin. So I gave out some new materials in the AC room. So remember to check that out. And there is also some reference, right, to the K Moon. So let's talk about some practical stuff, starting from basics again. The div cups. So you have two piece, right? Like two halves. So we don't always use both, right? We talked about this before. We don't always use both. So if we div and we find out that something in the house, like for example, this area in the house is not okay, and we go there and we try to like find out what's wrong, right? So if we can physically go there and then I want to check, is this object the problem, right? Then I can use one piece of the div cup to check. Let's say I suspect, oh, I'm walking around here and I kind of not feel good about it. Like there's something wrong here that makes me have a headache or something. So I suspect it's like this object, maybe the pillow or the bag or something. And I want to see what the gods say, right? So you can take a div cup to ask your god, and then you hold the div cup, one part of the div cup, and you touch that object and you throw, right? So now you only have a yes, no, right? Yang or yum. If the god gives you a yang, it's like that's okay. The god is smiling, right? It's okay. If the god gives you a yum, they're like, like that's the problem. So now you have a way to ask the god and confirm if what you have found is actually the problem is trying to tell you. You don't always need to use both. There's sometimes there's like the only need for one, right? And if you found something like if I found that piece of rope, the paracord from my ex family era, and I was like, oh my god, I found something. Like it must be ye. Instead of like guessing so much, like if I'm not sure, but based on the knowledge wise, right? I kind of know it's a problem already, but I want to check to see if it is really a threat to me. I can use this method, and the God will tell you yes or no, right? So at least you know, like a firm answer that tells you this is the problem or this is not something to worry about for now. So div is a very fun way which you can interact with the God immediately, instantly to get a solid answer without guessing around. So let's move on to team number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ting at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Good afternoon, everyone on the net. Good afternoon, Shijan, Kijang. If this is for diving, and we know it is, but if it's not accessible and we can't touch it with the div, I believe CHG brought this up. If it's an inaccessible location, but you think it might be something that could be possibly contaminated with E, or even something remote. I don't know if that would act, would this type of div or this method of diving be as effective as if we had touched it? I believe that it could, but I don't want to speculate. Ting at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
I thought you should have known. It's not too hard to guess. So you're holding on to a div cup, or a piece of div cup, and you stomp your seafood, right? The hospital, and then you close your eyes, you draw a circle, open the portal to that thing, and you touch it, right? Like you use your hand, reach into the portal to touch, and then you div. Then you can div about things that are not here. Very easy, right? So yeah, even if they're not physically there, you can still do it like that. That leads to another thing, which is diving about the house. Yesterday on NetB, we started talking about diving about the house. So if you're like doing a jingtinte or whatever, and you're done, now you check. Oh, okay, let me check if the house is really clean up, or is it like not done yet, right? So instead of going around, like you can walk around the house and like actually div there, at that location, you can do that. But the smart people won't want to walk all around the house and do div here and there. That would like be so time consuming. So what we do is we have a map, and the map would be like the 9 blocks. So we can like print that out or something and put it on the altar. So we let the God know these are the 9 blocks and it represent the house. And then we have something that is like, how like you have a chess piece, right? Like a little thingy that you can place on each block, and you move it around. So wherever that thing go, or where you put it, it's like to the God, it's like a signal. I want you to check here, right? So I put it in block 1, it checks the block 1. I put it in block 2, checks the block 2. So that way I can put the thing like here on this block, and then I div. So that way I don't have to move around. Yeah, so you can do it like that to save a lot of time instead of walking around the house physically. Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Senior number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Apologies, Sergeant. I think my Zello is probably messing up right now. It's kind of having a bad latency. But yes, that makes a lot of sense with the nine Palace blocks to be able to div remotely to see what exactly is going on within your residence. You mentioned about a small little piece of like a chess piece. Could it be like anything? You don't necessarily need to be a chess piece. I'm assuming, like if you have like dices and stuff. Because I know like if you buy a pack of dice, you'll probably get like about 9 or 10. I've never actually seen a place sell like one single dice. But yeah, if you have like I'm assuming you could use like a dice. But how do you connect the dice to the nine palace that you drew on the paper and your god as well? The technical aspect is something that still is a bit confusing for me, especially with the execution of it. So, you have the nine palaces, you draw them out. They each have different properties. The first one is the open door. The last one, which would be number 8, would be the fear door, from what I could remember. And you will usually just go around. But I know you said the blocks itself doesn't represent each room of the house. The blocks represent the entire um, plot of land. So like your garage, the front of the house, the back of the house, the doors, the bathroom pipes that's leading out. Um, that is still a little unclear for me. Back to you, 10 yard number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay. Well, first of all, before you join net, the good idea, if your phone is like not so reliable, it's always a good idea to kind of reboot it before you join the net. That ensures that your net is flawless. Um, okay, well, you're thinking a little bit too much. The execution part you will see on Zoom when you actually do it with me, like we see me do it. So you'll see that in video, right? Listening, you can't imagine so much, so it's not a good way to show you how it's done. Okay, so you got to understand what we're talking about. Then it's okay. Getting the concept, right? Um, the different doors, the different palace, the info inside. It could be about like you can say, I want to check up on the chart based on the direction of the house, but you can also check based on the door of the house. Okay. So a door like the magic door, right? The 8 doors, they are like 8 categories. And once you understand what they really mean, it will give you clues to what you should be looking for. Okay, so to start off simple, we can say let's just check based on the direction first. That's fine too. I mean, like you can be as simple as just looking at the direction, like like a real compass kind of direction, right? So you put your dice or whatever there, and then you start diving. Yeah, that works too, right? Just to keep it simple. For newbies, if they don't know so much, I would say just stick to the normal direction, right? Check around the house in the center of the house, and you have a basic idea already. So that's okay too. Um, yeah, you say like the dice, right? Yeah, it can be a dice, a rock, a chess piece. It can be anything, right? It's just a thing that you use to signal to the god where you want them to check. And that paper, you don't have to draw it all the time. You can actually like print something and then just use the same template every time and bring that thing out and put it there and then just move your thing around and keep diving. Yeah, that works too. Okay. Team number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Senior number 2, Golf Alpha Papa. Sejong Kijang, hello everybody in the net. I'm still kind of catching on to this. I know you guys talked about this yesterday, so this is still pretty new for me. And that being said, I definitely still recognize some of the stuff that you've taught us, like in here, like the the doors. I just I guess the question I have is so it's laid out here with like in this diagram, the clockwise direction of the doors. I'm not necessarily like looking at the house in the clockwise fashion, right? I'm like kind of taking a look at what each element or what each aspect of the door is representing, and like and then looking at that, like the house itself might I shouldn't be looking at the house itself like the directions that are laid out here, right? Like for instance, let me see, like the Yao moon in the house, it is the enclosed space element, like the wall, fence, or whatever covers the area. Yeah, so yeah, and I think I just answered my question, but yeah, just to kind of like getting an idea of how this goes. So yeah, all right. Tanya number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yeah, you kind of answer yourself. The 8 doors are not about the physical direction. They're about like the 8 phases, kind of like 9 star, right? They're about the phases. After you enter a door, it leads to something. So it's 8 phases. And if you read the text, it will tell you what each door is about. So I don't have to repeat it here. Um, yeah, so it's not related to direction. But for newbies, to keeping it like really simple, you can still use like the house checkup method with a div cup by just using the simple layout with the direction. So that way it will be easier for a newbie to get started, which is what I will be talking about here today. So if you draw the 9 blocks grid on a paper, and you mark where your house, where is the main entrance. For example, if your main entrance is like on the east side, then you kind of like do a marking on that block. So you know, okay, this is where my house entrance is, right? And you may want to like kind of do a simple mapping, like, oh, where my bedroom is, where my kitchen is, things like that. You kind of want to do a simple mapping. Okay. Now, after you're done with that, then you start diving, right? So the first thing is you want the god to check up the center of the house. So if the center of the house is good, right? There's nothing wrong, then it will be like it's all good because like yeah, that's basically it. It's okay, the main luck. There's nothing wrong. Then whatever is around it, it should be fine. So you only need to worry when the main thing, like there's something wrong with the main luck. So that will be the center of the house, and that's the first div that we do. Okay. Now we have 3 toss, right? It goes by like D8, D61 property. So the first div, the first toss with the cups would be about like what already happened. So it's like I look at the house at a first glance. I look and do I see anything wrong? If nothing's wrong, it looks normal, it's a sing. If it looks good, it's a yang, right? If it looks bad, meaning like something happened, like oh, something spilled, something broke, that's a yum. Okay, so that's like obvious things that are already happened, manifested outside. You just look and can see it already. Okay, that means this problem already affecting you right now. The second div, the second toss would be like a D6 factor, which is like the god need to go inside and check up on things in details. Like I need to open your drawers and open your fridge and go underneath the table, like go around and check. So after I check, what do I think? So if I think everything is fine, I will give you a sing. If it's like really good, I give you a yang. If something's wrong, I give you a yum. And the last one is the most important. The last div is like the outcome, the D1, the future, right? So if I think your future is going to be fine, I give you a sing. Your future is going to be good, I give you a yang. Future is bad, it's yum. So if you have something not good during the first two, but the last one, the gods say good, it means that, yeah, I spotted a problem, but it's good because I already fixed it for you, right? It could be like that. So then you don't need to worry about it. So you will only want to check up the whole house if there's something wrong with the center div. If there's nothing wrong, why do you have to do all that work, right? So it's like, yeah, like someone tells you the house is totally fine now, you don't need to dig in more, right? You'll need to dig in more when there's like something wrong already, then you go check up. So the main div, the first one, is the most important. And it pretty much like tells you, do you need to continue to check or not? Kenya number 2, Golf Echo India.
Kenyatte number 2, Golf Echo India. All right, there's already a couple of really good clarifications happening today. Before I get into it, hi everyone. Xijong, Gijong. This is a really cool continuation of the lessons from yesterday. So it occurs to me as somebody who is, going to be trying to move into a new space. I'm going to have like a whole new home situation to arrange. It'd be really good to be familiar with all of these doors. Not to be super strict about it, but to like sort of understand as I'm arranging the areas of our living spaces, how each of these things correlate, so that if they do have to muddy and mix a little bit, I'm at least aware of how they're doing so that it's not like a weird guessing game if I have to run this diagnostic at any point. I'm curious though if this is something that can. I wonder if like the first main part of this diagnostic anyway could be used for helping to decide on a place. I believe when Ding Xiehong was looking for a new shop, he was doing a lot of divination that you were assisting with to understand how the luck of the place would affect him and his business, how it would work out. Is this something that could assist in that process as well if we're looking for an apartment? Kenyatte number 2, Golf Echo India.
Yes, that is exactly why I'm teaching it. Because it's very close to the time you guys need to move. Yeah. First of all, you can create a rep. Like the rep can be like just a 9 block, right? And the 9 block would be in the center. You can write the address of that place or put something related to that. Like for example, a picture, something related, right, in the center. And so you have your first div, which is to div about the center palace. So it's like, I just want to check in general, right? In general, this place. So you ask the god. Yeah, it can be done. So your god is like checking up on the thing, right? At first glance, okay, let's say we got a sing, yang, and yum, okay, making it like really tricky. Okay, so the god is like sing, yang, yum, right? So it means at a first glance, it's okay. It's okay. At a first glance right now, okay, it's okay. It looks pretty normal. When I check into the place, it's pretty good. Oh, but the outcome won't be so nice if you rent it. So it means that the place itself, it's okay and it looks pretty good, but it's not fit for you. Like it's good for someone else maybe, but not good for you. Oh, why? Well, I don't know. Maybe like there's a church beside it. You never know, right? But that's how it could be interpreted. So once you read the div, you ask the God, or you can just keep it and like, okay, you say yum, then I won't want it. But you can like ask too, like just keep going, right? You can also always get more information. So now it's like, I'm curious. Like it looks good and it's good inside, but it's a no. So maybe there's like a hidden problem. Now I'm curious because I personally really like the place. And so I decided to spend more time into checking it up. So I go around and did for the 8 palace, the 8 doors, and I check what is not good. What is the problem, right? Which of the 8 I should pay more attention to? Okay, let's say it's the obstructor, right? Do moon having issue. Okay, the obstructor. So I go there and I check for things related to the obstructor and see what the problem is. And if I can like get a physical visit, I might find out something. So that could be like a way that you can check up if you really want the place, right? You can dig into the details and see what's the problem. You can also say, well, you say it's no good. I'm not picking it. Okay, next. You can always do that too. Tina number 2, Kilo Alpha India. Tina number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Team number 2, Kilo Alpha India. I would like to greet everybody in the net, Sajwan Kitan. Problem is I'm still driving at this moment. I wanted to participate, but it's gonna be difficult because I thought maybe I was gonna make it. But since it looks safe, I would like to mention a few things about divination. At least I do follow up at some of the information that Sajon is saying on the net about diagnosing the. It sounds very important, like to know, like each and every time when you do and perform the cleansing of the house, to find out, to confirm whether the work was done properly. But unfortunately, I'm not very good at that. Even I still need to learn a little bit. I'm gonna have to get some time to learn it because I can see the importance of the as a diagnosis, as you are mentioning it. So, team at number 2, Kilo Alpha India, back to you.
No problem. You will learn when you have the chance to actually check up on a house. So, yeah, especially like I say, after you have cleansed and a place, right? So you got to check: is it clean yet? Is it good, or something still there? Like this Saturday on the Zoom, I'll be teaching people to clean up the house, right? So after you did the cleanup, you want to make sure nothing is like, swimming around at the back and still not dig up. So you have to check too. And by checking, we can see if we need to go for round 2 or not. Very simple. Um, there are like different ways to clean up the house. So yesterday I talked about the example, like imagine there's like some animals that got into your house, maybe a dog or squirrel or something, and you try to like kick that thing out of the house, right? So you have 2 options. You can go inside, chase the thing around, and chase it out the door, and then close the door. But this will be very tiring because like the thing can escape and come back later. But you can also choose to close the door and shut the windows first, and then you trap the thing inside the house, and then you run around to kill it, right? That will ensure that you'll be killing that thing. So it really depends on how we want to approach that house cleansing or exorcism. If I'm nice, right? I open the door, I chase the yi go out the door, I shut the door. The yi is not coming back, good. But sometimes the yi is very tricky, right? So if you do that, the yi may like, okay, now I go out later, I come back, right? Because it's not giving up. So then you need to be more aggressive. You need to seal up the house, lock the yi in, and then kill that yi. So different mindset. Let's see if anyone want to check in. Anyone want to check in? Moving backwards up. Tier number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Yes, the squirrel analogy, or the mouse. Gets out, comes back. Yeah. Is there a way to lay a trap? I guess that just is our normal protection for home, so that or they bounce off or they get killed. But we may not want to trap these things. They want to probably just let them go, or get them out of the way as soon as possible. So before we do our exorcisms in the home, and I wanted to ask the question: as the home ages, does it make any difference whether the home is new or whether it's old or maybe not even aged? Does it matter whether or not the location? We always are told, location whenever buying property, and it may or may not be good for you when you take a look at it or buy it, but it might be good for somebody else. But does it matter whether the home is aged or not? I imagine that it doesn't matter. It just accumulates over time, and if nothing is done, these things just attract each other like dust, and you have to clean it up because it will continue until it affects you personally. If I'm correct. Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Yeah, there can be a house that is good for someone, not good for you. Yes, of course. It really depends on what is around it, right? Like, oh, someone is JC, the house is beside a church or something. Well, yeah, have fun. Back then, our temple, we got the place, and there was like a Korean church. If you drive a little bit further away, around the corner of the street, there's a Korean church, and there's a Yi God on top of that thing, and it has picked a fight with us before, so it was crazy. But yeah, well, back then when we chose the temple, we don't have Samlo, so too bad. It was hard. So yeah, and also you say laying a trap. Okay, that is of course possible. Remember we have the gourd, that tool. Yeah, you can use that or a fool or something, and just put it around, and it basically open a how do you say it? Like, the Mario game, the Mario brother, right? You jump into the pipe and it like portal you to somewhere else. Yeah, kind of like that. So in D6, the gourd is like, it's like that hole. When the yi travels to that hole, it gets sucked into that portal, or it can be directing into the altar as well, depending on how we do it. So if I open that thing connected to the altar, then it's like, yeah, it's like if the yi just travel by to that spot, then they will get sucked into the altar. That can happen. Also, like, imagine we have a client, and the client has a haunted house. So before I go, right, I would like set up the whole boundary around the outside of the house. and I will deploy troops all around that area. So nothing is going to escape out of that perimeter. And then before I go in, I will be like, before I even step into the house, I will like put a seal on the door and then on the other, like all around the house. So it's like the whole house is being contained. And then I go in and try to find that thing. So usually you go around the house trying to, do your exorcism, and then you see if the thing is knocked out yet, right? So after you're done, you can use the diff method to see if it's good. If something's not good, it means that the thing is not knocked out yet, and you're gonna gotta find it and see where the hell it went. That is the time you pull out your formation, right? And then you start diving about each of the palace or direction of the house and see where that thing is, like right now, and you can go and capture that thing with the proper tool. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Senior at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. I am really excited to learn more about this particular different method, Sajan, because it sounds very versatile. It could be used in multiple applications, like how you just mentioned today. Let's say if you're trying to get a new car, or even if you're looking for a new house to purchase a new house, these you could use this to figure out if this is the best thing for you, if there's any issue, especially if you want to buy a new car. You never know. I mean, even with new cars, some of these dealerships are kind of shady, and they'll sell you a car that's just been sitting there, probably dry rotten. Somebody parts in it not that good anymore. So this is a good way to have insurance. And also, when you were speaking to Hasaja about how you would contain the area that you're about to go into to clean, it made me think of like people's houses when their house is infested with termites or some type of rodent or insect. They would have like this big tent or tarpaulin covering the entire house, where none of the smoke that they're going to fill the house with could escape, or nothing from inside of the house could escape, like fly out like the insects or anything. So it's basically you have like, you're creating a barrier within the whole house where nothing could escape, and I'll give you the option to either capture or kill, because you contain the whole house. So this is extremely powerful and very juicy, and I'm excited to see how we're going to implement it with on Saturday's ceremony. Very excited about that. And question: would the gore that we use for capturing souls, ghosts, would that have a multiple use in this application as well, apart from using it to capture ghosts? Could you use it to capture like e-crap as well? Back to you. Senior at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Well, yeah, the capturing thing opens a portal into the well, which is like, wells, like where you dig a hole into the ground and you have water inside and you pick the water out, right? So that's the well. The magic well is it's like you're opening a portal to capture things, to put it inside a ground, which is like enclosed area. So it could be the altar, it could be like inside the magic tool. So basically, like, it's a space that is created and locked in, so you can suck things into that space. And it can be anything. It can be Yi crab, it can be ghost, it can be the Sat or Yip or whatever crap. It's like a vacuum. You just vacuum anything, then go inside. Yeah, that is how we do things. And it's also like what you said, like you create a barrier to enclose the area before you choose to kill or capture. That's exactly what it is. So yeah, like when you guys are doing a magic, right? Most people would be like very confused, like, did it work? Like, did it work? Is the Yi still here? Like, I'm unsure. Now you don't have to guess. And I really like how accessible this method is for newbies, because it's like, yeah, if you ask me to check it, I can check it right away because I can so travel, I can see in D6, but most people cannot. And so it will become like a problem as we go because everyone need me to like tell them, oh, the thing is not killed yet, right? So yeah, that will be very dangerous when people go do stuff on their own and they're kind of like blindly guessing. Oh, maybe yes, maybe no. I feel, like this morning, Teen Keen was talking on AC Room, and he was like, "Do you feel the energy? Feel? I mean, like, wow, damn, you're based on feeling." So eventually, what happened is people are feeling things, and it always feel the wrong thing because there's no way to judge is it real or not real. Is it like my mind playing tricks or whatever, right? Like you can't really tell because there's no solid answer, right? So the feeling thing is very dangerous, and lots of new agey path are into that feeling thing, and they're like, yeah, I feel this is powerful, I feel this is good, but a lot of the feelings are like kind of biased, or sometimes the ye crap trick you to feel different things, and then like, oh yeah, I feel this is good, turn out it's like totally wrecked. So you never know, right? That is very dangerous. So this method today, once you learn it, you use it, it's soft. It's like 100% solid. What you see is what you get, right? That's basically how nice it is. So even for myself, right now, like when I'm checking up on people, I'm using this method. I'm not going back, This is so good. Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa. Hey.
Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa. Okay. Oh, this is pretty awesome. I don't know that I necessarily have any questions as of yet on these eight doors, just because I'm just kind of like still absorbing. I did have a question about the stuff that you showed us earlier, the about hitting the 7 stars. When you were talking about like the pre-heaven process. And then we could do it like you could either open up a portal and draw in, as well as use the altar. Is this something that we can are we is this something where we could is this something that we can use to, again, like, we want to be specific about which god we're tapping, or is it okay to like do multiple? Is this something like I could call on the celestial medic for support, either at work or like in for like healing my body, that kind of thing? Yeah, I was just curious. The implication seems pretty staggering, and I just want to like kind of get more of a understanding, so make sure I don't make any mistakes. Tier number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Okay, 7 star. Hitting the 7 star, 打七星. That is a very useful magic, but make sure you know, okay, you're just getting a package. Nothing is being used on you. Like, it's not going to do anything. 7 star D7 is like, it goes out the door and delivers, right? So pre-heaven 7 star is like the source outside of you delivers to you. Now, how you want to use it is up to you, okay? So delivery, it's about delivery. So you can connect to my altar, the AC, you can connect to the religious court, you can connect to anything, right? So it really depends on what you're facing, then you're downloading from that source. You're taking something, right? You're taking the power from that source. So if you connect to mine and my altar has the celestial medic god there, you can get it from that too. Like, you just need to relay the message, what you want, right? So when you connect in, you need to relay the message of what you want, and you do the 7 star, then you get what you want, right? That's basically how it is. And the next question is, how do I know if I got it, right? So first is based on what you see. So if you're like, at the end, you have like shake, right? As you shake, if you already see a lot of visuals going on and very vivid, like effects going on, then that is telling you the first impression is already like a yang, right? A very positive. So that is like, okay, good. But if you're like, oh, I just feel confident, but it's like, I should be okay. You know, I'm not like feeling anything bad. So that's a sing. But if you kind of do it and you're kind of uncertain, then it's like a yum, right? So this is the first impression. So after that, if you like want to check, right, you can always do a div. Now you do a div. So the first one is not like a div, it's based on you, your observation. Second would be you diving. So you do a div and ask your sifu, did I got it, right? So if you got it, it would be a yang or sing. If not, it will be a yum, right? And now you know, like, did I got it, right? And then you can div again for the third answer, which is the outcome. Like, do you get enough? Like, yeah, I got it, but only like got a little bit. That will be, you know, not really good, right? So it will tell you the end result, like the outcome. If the outcome is going to be, yeah, you're good, you know, that will be a yang, right? But yeah, you got it, it's okay, that will be like a sing. But you got it, but it's not enough to do the job, that will be like a yum, right? So with the two div on top of your own observation, you can now see how it is. Ooh, just a minute. Okay, anyway, some weird sound. Okay, I don't know what that is. But anyway, let's move on to tier number 2, Golf Echo India.
Kenya number 2, Golf Echo India. I feel like I'm keeping up pretty well so far. Gosh, there was something that I wanted to ask and it just escaped me. Yeah, no, hopefully it will come back to me. But yeah, I guess I am curious to kind of get a rundown again of how the doors correlate to the phase positions of the house. Like, I kind of understand that these are sort of the phases of your relationship, right? Like where you come in, where you stop, where you, like, you know, take your coat and shoes off, where you sleep, where things exit. But I'd like to sort of get a breakdown again of oh, Gap has the document up, and I realize there's quite a lot listed out there. So I'll have to look at that later. Tinyat number 2, Gulf Echo India.
Well, glad you brought it up. You don't need to look at the document, because when you ask, you're getting something I have for you specifically, right? So when you ask, I can feel what is good for you, and I'll teach you something different. Okay. Let's skip the Chinese. Okay, the Chinese is annoying. So we have the same grid, the 9 blocks. You can use your palm, the left palm, right? And you can count the 9 blocks. So stick up your 3 fingers, and we have 9 blocks. Now we put our hand, our thumb on the block 1, which is lower right corner, right? And you walk to the left. There's 2. Walk to the left is 3. Go up is 4. And then you go to the center is 5. And then you go back up to the index tip, that is 6. Move to the right, 7. Move to the right, 8. Move down, 9. Okay, now you have the 9 numbers. Okay, now this is related to the 9 star, and it overlaps with the 8 doors. Okay, so the 9 star tells you, like, if this is the door, it enters what phase? So block 1, okay, the lower right side, block 1. This is when, like, we say the teen moon, right? So it basically enters the Yun Sun, and the Yun Sun is shining the light. So if something's wrong here, it means that your Yun Sun is fucking you up. You know, it's giving you bad stuff from the above. And you move to the next one, the number 2 is like D2, that's your ghost altar. So something's wrong here, it would be something wrong with the ghost altar, right? And then you go to number 3, block number 3, the bottom of the index finger. That would be when the thing came down to the local on top of your energy body are waiting to come in. So inspirations, ideas, things like that, or yeah, like that. Okay. Now you go up to block 4, that will be, okay, you contain the essence into you, and it's in the top part of your energy system. So that will be like affecting the thinking part, right? So if people are in the house getting issues, that might be like you're kind of always overthinking, yippee, depression, things like that. And then it goes to the block 5 in the center, which affects the heart, the feelings, and all that crap. And then it goes to the block 6 on the tip of the index finger, right? Block 6 would be like all the way to the belly. So that will be like your damn chi, the yippiness, the ideas you kept but not maybe like you remember for a while, you know, things you plan and stuff like that, things that are stored in the gut, right? Temporary memory storage. And then it goes to the D7, right? This block 7, manifestation, which is like expressing yourself, talking, things like that. And then it goes to the D8, the block 8, the top of the forefinger. That is like the physical reality, fruit, things that are being born, success. And then you go to block 9, which is things being witnessed and going back to pre-heaven, going back to the Yun Sun, or related to like when you sleep. These 9 phases have to do with your everyday life, right? So if I go into a room and it's like saying, for example, like the D7 is having issue, right? Then I will look for things related to that. Oh, D7, so it's related to things that is like about to happen, or things that are related to talking, things like that. So I look for things related to that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it doesn't really have to be about what I wrote on the document, because the more you know about these 9-star related things, the more you can look at like what it can relate to, and the God will point to you. Yeah, so now you know. Let's move on. TN number 2, Kilo Alpha India. TN number 2, Kilo Alpha India. No connection. Anyone want to check in? Anyone want to check in? TN number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. I was just thinking about what Sir John said about the feelings and being tricked by your own feelings and the bias that you have about that, and to rely really exclusively on the empirical data that you're given when you do these activities, and to trust it. When does it happen that you can trust your feeling, or is it forever that you never trust your feeling? I know sometimes you have that gut feeling like something is wrong, but then you follow it up with a div. Will there ever be a time when you just say, I know that I don't need to div about it. I know this is a problem. I imagine that's going to be a dangerous behavior if you at some point trust yourself. Is this a way for us to not rely on our feelings when we run into stuff in the street? Like if we come across a person that has an issue and we just think, oh my goodness, this person is so full of E, you know, like that ex disciple that was here once, and all of us were just like, yeah, that one. And And it just came like that. So is there ever a time when we will be able to trust our feelings, or is that just something we just simply cannot rely on? Team at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
There are food that looks like they're delicious, but they don't taste good because it's a model food made of plastic. It looks good, right? Your so-called feeling is always based on sensing of the light that people give off. So it's like their surface, like how they look, right? And it's not physical looking. It's like their, well, let me borrow a word, their energy that they give off, right? So your energy body, your fasan, is sensing these things like you have antennas, right? Sensing. And once you sense the outside, it tells you good or not good or something like that. But you know what? Sometimes there are food that looks like really disgusting. They look like shit. And then when you eat it, it's so yummy and tasty, kind of like curry. So if you're like, ew, it looks like crap. But if you never taste it, you never know, right? So you said, when would you like really have can trust the feeling? Well, feeling is only one, like your so-called feeling. We call that senses. Your senses of D3, which is your spiritual senses, is not a feeling. What you said of like is a feeling, it's not a feeling. It's your spiritual senses. Okay? So change the word from now on. Okay? That is your spiritual sensor. So your senses can tell you the quality of the light that they're giving on the surface. That's it. And, well, you haven't checked inside, so you don't know, right? It could be like not good on the outside, but it's okay on the inside. You never know. So in order to check, you have to I want to check if this water looks good, but I want to check if the water can be drinkable. Then you take like a tool and you poke it into the water and it gives you like some readings, right? And it says, okay, it has like this number, it's good to drink. So it looks good and it's drinkable after I test it. That will be when you div about something, right? So if you're walking on the street, you feel something not good, yeah, you can choose to just not go there. But you can also choose to immediately do a div and check up on that thing to see if it's really a problem. Like last time, I walked to throw the microwave, and I looked at the that little corridor space with the 3 bad looking guys, and they don't look good. Like immediately, I don't feel good, right? I'm kind of like right away on guard. But is it really going to be a problem, even if I walk there, right? I don't know. Unless I looked and then I immediately do a div and I know, okay, shit, it's bad. I'm going back out, right? Or I pick another, and maybe another way to walk in. So you can be like doing different things, but you cannot just judge things by the cover of the book, right? So you have a spiritual sensor that helps you to see the outside. Now you have to test the inside, and then you have to combine two to decide on what that is. Okay, so as your knowledge increase, your tool for checking the inside is going to get better, and it's going to get more accurate. It's going to give you better advice. Okay, so your sensor is also going to upgrade as you increase your knowledge. So keep upgrading the knowledge, and you'll get better with that. Team number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenured number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. I am quite pleased to know, Sadran, that there's a there's a palm div method that we can implement that also showcase how we could use the nine star theory to get a little bit more clarity on this particular method of diving. The pattern is a little different from what I'm usually using, which is when we're diving and we want to send troops to check up on the troops. The pattern is a little different, but I've written it down so I could remember it. And pertaining to the question about feelings, I feel like, well, no, no pun intended, but after doing a lot of the cultivating, well, getting into the cultivating of the gods and learning so much knowledge right now, I realize that even with my feelings where I'm at, I can't necessarily trust my feelings because there's a high level of ignorance that's just shrouding my ability to see truth and stuff because of lack of knowledge, lack of information, and I think that's even more detrimental for the average person because they don't have a god or a sergeant to guide them through this world. They're just kind of guessing. It's kind of like walking into a dark room and just shooting wildly. Like they don't have a god that could shine a light or a sergeant who could put on the light for you. And like you said, as the further we go along this path and we get more information, our natural sense in conjunction with our spiritual sense will heighten and we'll have the ability to have more information. Also, just to go back on something you mentioned that even though you can soul travel, you prefer to use this method. And it kind of made me think of the process of management. Like you could still travel, so you're like micromanaging to see what's going on when you can just be a normal manager and just stay home and tell the troops what to do, open up your computer, check the cameras to see what's going on, if they're doing what they're supposed to do, if they have any more enemies, if they are, just send some more troops and bust it instead of you having to go over there. I think having the ability and your first time experience of doing soul travel would be pretty cool, but you've done it so many times, it's like exhausting at this point for you. So I could kind of understand why you would gravitate towards this method a lot more. Back to you, Tanya, at number 2. Charlie, what's up, playing?
Yeah, my landlord had a lesson for you and everyone. So this is daily self-defense. Okay. If you are walking like me, walking to a place and then you see some dangerous stuff and maybe you don't feel good or something, right? You don't have to like, oh, let me take my div cup or div coin and then like throw it on the floor. You don't have to do that. You can have something handy in your hand, right? And it could be anything. So my example would be maybe I'm holding onto my bamboo fan or something, right? And then I immediately had the intention of diving. So like I look and I feel, scared and I immediately I already flash the hospital one called my seafood. And then what I'm doing is I pretend I'm playing with the fan. I toss it in the air and I try to catch it. So if my mind is like, if this is bad, it's a yum, you drop to the ground. So I could not catch it and miss. If it's like I can catch it, then it will be like a yearn, right? Then it's okay. So if I can hold the fan again, it will be a yearn. If it's like drop to the floor, it will be a yum, right? So I can now immediately tell good or bad. If I drop the fan, right, I can like decide, okay, I'm not going there. I just dropped my fan, right? I'm not going. It could be like a pack of tissue or something like something very small. It's okay. Like you just tell yourself, I toss it, I catch it. If I can't catch it, it's a yum. Your God will make you miss, like in COC, we attack every day, right? And it's like so robotic already. We know how to do it. It's click everything. Okay. On the war day, all your skills go weird. When the Yi is attacking you, like somehow you just forgot to deploy this, you press the wrong button, right? That can happen. In a real life situation, when your God want to tell you it's bad, it will knock things out of your hand. That is for sure. I have tried it many times. Like I can catch my fan all the time. I do the kung fu every day, right? When the God won't tell me things, it's just like someone magically just move your hand and you missed it. It's so weird. And that kind of thing happened a lot in the past. It's like you just cannot control. It's like so magical. It's like a ghost just push your hand away and you missed it. So when you're in danger and you want to get a div right away, always have something on your hand, on your body, which you can use for that purpose. It could be like maybe your cap that you wear, right? A hat. or it could be something, as small as like a dime or something like a coin, right? You just toss it and try to catch it. See if you can catch it back, and immediately you get the answer. Tina number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Kenya number 2, Golf Alpha Papa. That's pretty awesome. That method that you described. Yeah, I appreciate that you do kung fu all the time, and that has another purpose, and that is that it's refined your physical abilities so well that when you use them to div, and you know that you could have caught something but you didn't, that means something's up. That's awesome. I was looking at the dock, and I noticed that in at each one of these doors that there's a description of like things for the house and also for what is referred to as the personal system. So I'm getting the impression that the div method is not only for diving what's going on with the house, but even what's going on with like us personally, like in our bodies or in our thoughts or something. Does that sound about right, Sketchon? Tenyat number 2, Golf Alpha Papa.
Yeah, because they are called metaphysics, right? It's like a rule, a pattern, like 9 star. So if you understand what the 9 star is, you can tube it over anything. It can be your car, your house, your body, your system, right? It can be anything. So you just need to know. It's kind of like saying everything has entrance, exit, and inside. It's kind of like that. So what is outside of the entrance, inside of the entrance, what is inside the house, exit. Then you can like talk about the entrance of your computer, entrance of maybe an airplane, entrance of a game, or entrance of a special event. It can be entrance of a body, anything. So it's like a pattern only. Once you understand what it is based on so many examples, you kind of, now I got it. Then you can like apply it to everything around you. So basically that 8 doors, 9 star, it explained everything in the world. It's basically like that. Tina number 2, Golf Echo India.
Tenyat number 2, Golf Echo India. Yeah, I love the fractal nature of it. Once you have the concept of the way these phases work, it's well, it's not easy, but I can see how with practice you could get really good at very quickly understanding, like you said, the phases of anything, where the entrance is, even in something that doesn't seem like it would have an entrance in the way that we typically talk about it. So that's really cool. I really appreciated Ha Xiajia's question and your response about how feelings, as we generally refer to them, are mostly about the light that's coming off of something, which can be sort of deceptive. Not even necessarily intentionally or maliciously so. It's just, things are not always what they appear. So developing the sensors and the communicative relationship with our Sifu and with the uppers, being able to look into things more deeply seems like a really critical life skill going forward. And I would imagine, I'm looking for your clarification on this, but it seems to me like doing div a lot would be a way to really start developing that. And it might seem at first like a lack of trust in oneself, but it's more like, it's honing a skill, a subtle skill. Tenyat number 2, Golf Echo India.
Well, think about it. You're doing a div. It's like you're using your hand to touch something to see if it's hot, or like you poke your finger into something to see if it's cooked, right? Is that not trusting yourself? It's still you. What are you talking about? You're using your God to poke it into other things to give you the answer. So how are you not trusting yourself by doing a div? Yeah. So if you look at a div like it's a tool, like a ruler. So I'm not trusting myself because I'm using a ruler. I should be able to like draw a straight line myself, right? That's crazy. Right? But div is like it's not just a tool. It's a way how you use the power within yourself that you have been cultivating, the God, right? So you're using a part of you to do the div. You're actually trusting yourself when you do the div. If you don't use the div, it's like I don't trust the God that I cultivated, and that's why I'm not diving. Okay, look into your room. Okay, look at your room, and I'm going to point around. Okay, 1 to 9. If I have to relate to the 9 star, right, then 1 to 9, or even the 8 doors, right? The 1 to 9 can be like this. 1, okay. Look, if I talk about the direction, I mean like the location. 1 would be like outside of the room, okay, outside where the sky and everything outside is. 2 would be the inside and the floor of my house, or yeah, the floor, the wall, okay, surrounding of my house. 3 would be things that is like close to the outside and upper area of my house. So kind of like maybe on the rooftop, right? Like that. That will be a 3. 4 would be inside, but at the top level. So it's like around the ceiling of the house. Okay, 4 is the ceiling. And then 5 would be the middle area. Like if you draw the whole height of the house, the middle area, okay, is the 5. 6 would be like below the ground. It will go underneath the ground, like from the bottom to the underneath, kind of like that. And then 7 would be from there coming back up through the ground. So it will be like the around like the floor to bottom level of the area. 8 would be where the 5 is again. 9 would be going out the window or going out the door, something like that, going back outside. Okay. So if I so travel and I
Ticket number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf, clear.
Tanya number 2, Golf Alpha Papa, clear.
Pin yacht number 2, Golf Echo India, clear.